Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a gun. It has a good barrel, a good stock, good design, and just a good everything in general. But when you put the finger on the trigger, you notice a error that makes the gun fall apart. That's Ghostwire Tokyo. A game where you can pet dogs, pet cats, and even read a cat's thoughts. It's no surprise this cat is in a bad mood. The game has been out for more than a year and there's still no FOV slider. I don't care if your prefix of OV is bigger than the industry standard. I'm not a console. Therefore, I don't need to be subject to motion sickness. When I have to take personal steps like downloading a third-party app to make a game playable, that game will forever bear the Goober seal. Ghostwire Tokyo is an open-world first-person fingering simulator set in a modern Tokyo, within which the fabric between the spiritual and mortal realms is thinning, allowing you to witness all manner of Japanese folklore, ranging from various yokais to goddamn cat merchants. Cat merchants. As morally righteous people, it is our duty to support cat-owned businesses to guarantee dogs vanish from the city. But how are we supposed to acquire the funds for that when there are no humans to harvest? The "Ayo, I found my vape" incident of whatever year this game is set in wiped out Tokyo's population entirely, leaving nothing behind but their clothes, secrets, and souls, the latter of which is always in demand amongst politicians. Harvesting souls is a pretty clean and straightforward process. There's no bodily fluids creating sleeping hazards, there's no screaming, and there's no need for special storage. All you need is a piece of origami and mental fortitude. A lot of mental fortitude. The reason I compared this game to a dysfunctional gun in the intro is because Ghostwire Tokyo has fantastic art style, decent side quests, a nice story, and pleasing combat. But the thing that connects all of those together into one product is essentially glue that even a third grader wouldn't sniff. A glue that can be called the Ubisoft gameplay loop. That's right, Tango Gameworks decided to copy the worst gaming-related company when designing the things you can do in the open world. If you're not aware, Ubisoft like creating products in which you do the same shit
over and over and over and over and over again,
just in different geographical locations, and they package that mess into a full-price AAA game. Which means a lot of the things that are charming at first will quickly deteriorate and become a mind-numbing nuisance. One that is hard to avoid because their inherent benefit remains. The worst offender is spirits. Ghostwire's Tokyo is truly a sight to behold, and it's a big shame that all of this beauty is stained with a gorillion souls scattered through the streets and rooftops. You don't have to collect these floating goobers, but you're incentivized to, as it's an easy way of gaining money, XP, and most importantly, removing an eyesore from an otherwise captivating view. And it's not like there's Sonic coins that are collected by being in close proximity. You have to intentionally prompt. The devs implemented some augmenters to make this process a bit less time consuming, but then they also gave more than a handful of spirits afflictions, which is just an additional mandatory prompt. Other things you can do in the collecting sphere include cleansing Torii gates to unlock more of the map, finding graffiti to unlock photo mode stickers, finding Jizo statues for a permanent stat increase, finding tanukis disguising as the environment to reassemble the furry mafia, finding various yokais to yoink their magatama and unlock skills, and best of all, finding a variety of relics for cats that have strange hobbies. Some like collecting usual trinkets, others are more fascinated with the occult and classic Japanese art. Of course, there's also side quests. Being that everyone is dead, they're presented by spirits, specifically by ones that have some emotional or mental turmoil that is keeping them from passing to the afterlife. For instance, there's this one fellow who can't pass on because of horrific noises coming from a restroom. The noises are coming from a fella in a toilet stall who cannot pass on due to him not taking a shit. Even though I've never had Taco Bell, this is the only side quest I can relate to, as the rest, while being very impressive visually speaking, cover topics like sewer slide, love, envy, being a League player, and other shit that doesn't resonate with me. What does resonate with me is the violence. I wouldn't say the combat in Ghostwire is deep or complex, but it is a very unique experience of finger banging. literally and figuratively. Instead of having conventional weapons, you have control over powers like
water, ice, salt,
that are all conveyed via slick animations. There's no cool synergies between the powers, nor is there really any enemy that requires to be hit by one or the other, which ends up making the unique enemy roster feel samey, as from weakest to strongest, they're dealt with in the same way. The only real negative about the combat is healing up. Munching on Japanese snacks mid-combat feels extremely clunky, both because of the charge-up time before the animation is activated, and because of the animation itself. What I really like though is the little details some enemies bring with them, like the Kuchisake, who covers up the environment in diarrhea when in close proximity, and the flying ghost thing, whatever it's called, reverse dropping rain around it. It ain't much, but it's cool. All of this takes place because the main protagonist, Akito, was breaking numerous traffic laws while out for his usual night drive. Unknown to him, he was driving into a hazardous vape cloud, brought forth by Japanese Trollface, who unleashed it on Tokyo as revenge for the bullying he endured due to his budget Adidas trip.
What the hell?
Japanese Trollface intends on harvesting the souls of all those affected for some nefarious reason. Akito, however, miraculously did not perish, as his body got possessed by KK, who acts as the antithesis to trolling. Akito is not a fan of this forced friendship, but it grows on him as he realizes that Japanese Trollface is a back-to-back Fortnite champion. Together, you must find Akito's sister and stop the silly troll posse from normalizing broke drip. What starts as a simple story of a brother in a hurry to see his hospitalized sister turns into various emotional and morally dubious subplots, the tonality of which is mostly sweet and sour, and occasionally penis flower. The most recent addition to the game is Spider's Thread, a free content drop that brought with it a spooky side quest for the base game, a geoguessing type activity where you have to find a location depicted in a picture to cleanse it from corruption, and most importantly, a new game mode that is neither good as a continuum to the base game, nor as an experience within the genre is trying to depict. Spider's Thread is a roguelite, which means once you die, you lose everything you've accumulated and have to start over with some carried over benefit. Thing is though, there is virtually nothing to lose in Spider's Thread other than currency. A currency which you can use mid-run to unlock skills, making it so that the only thing you can really lose in any unsuccessful run is your time. It could be a lot of time if you decide to complete miscellaneous objectives such as finding yellow crystals, spirits, magarama, or a little bit if you just blitz through objectives to get to the 30th floor and essentially complete the practical side of this game mode. All of that is kinda underwhelming, and if you feel like you should try it out based on what I've said,
Please don't.
you should try it solely because of cats. Cats that sell you buffs, cats that give you hella tasks to complete, and the humongous big chungus great bungus cat that sells you ammo. His mere presence alone elevates this attempt at a roguelite closer to games like Gunfire Reborn. It also has a cat. But that's not all. Every few floors you'll have an opportunity to save a stray cat. I have no idea what this does gameplay or story-wise, but it fills up the shop floor with a bunch of cats. So please, consider it an essential gameplay element. Overall, Ghostwire Tokyo is like a scurvy dog trying to swim to the ocean's surface with a bag of bricks tied to its legs. The heavy Japanese folklore theme, the visuals, the animations, it's all pretty damn cool. But the open world mindless grinding stains the whole package, even though it is completely optional. Mostly. Regardless, the game does have a lot of cats, and for that alone, the final rating for Ghostwire Tokyo has to be a solid out of 10. That's about it. Don't forget to slap like, slap life, hit subdube, and I'll get you next time.